Here comes the difficult part. Singing is convenient. I said Andal chose Margazhi because it's the favorite month of Lord Krishna. And she also identifies herself completely in the Yadava Kulam. She has completely forgotten that she is Vishnuchita's daughter. She thinks she is one of the rookies who is a starter, and she wants the benefit of all advice from all other gopis to go to Nandagopal and seek his help for a referral to our Lord Krishna. The whole premise of this 30 Thiruppavai is she collects so many Yadava girls in her entourage to Nandagopal's palace. There is a storyline here. Nandagopal's palace is Vadapatra Sai's temple in Villiputtur. So she goes around the prakaram. Remember, this is Villiputtur on one side, Vadapatra Sai is the central piece, the god, and on the other side we have Gokulam. There is Nandagopal's palace, Yashoda and Nandagopal are protecting Krishna, Balarama is watching over. She has to go through so many steps, so many people, finally to get to God. So she needs the support of the gopis. Let's fast forward. What is Vaishnava Paratattvam? What is Vaishnava Aradhana? What is the prayer and what is the system here? System is, if you go to God and say, I don't want anybody else in the temple, shut the doors and I want to have a special prayer, special darshan of Lord, he is going to turn around to the other side of the wall. He wants Goshti. Kudirindu Kulindelu Rumbavai. Only when all of you are available, he is willing to look at one bhakta. He doesn't favor one bhakta. He says, if you come in a group, with all your fallacies, I am willing to overlook all of them and look at you as a cluster and bless you. So she thought that concept is good. So she goes to various gopis. Some of them have had prior experiences with Lord Krishna. Some of them are as fundamentally rookies like Andal. So she gathers them all and go to the temple. That is Nandagopal's Manike. The first 5 are soaked in philosophy, the highest philosophy. If you look at the 5 cosmic stages of Parandhama, the 5 Thiruppavais are the 5 different facets of that cosmic stage. First Thiruppavai is Param, Paramatma in the permanent place, permanent abode. Then the next one is Vyuham, where he is supposedly in Yoga Nidra, Thiruparkadal as we call it, on the waterbed called Adisesha. And the third step is the Vibhavam, or the Dasha Avataras, or incarnations of Lord. So the Thiruppavais also coincide with this kind of concept. Param is Margazhi Tingal, Vaiyathu Vazhvirgal is Vyuham, then Vibhavam are the multiple facets and avatars of Lord, or Ongi Valagalanda. Parjanya, where Lord takes the ultimate form of a giver of the bounty. Anything that you need, he showers on you. That Parjanya is Azhmalaikanda. And finally, when you realize all these 4 facets can be encompassed in you, and the ultimate Visishtadvaitam, put everything soaked into you, bombard it, and you yourself see that you are Paramatma inside, that is Antaryamitva Bhava. Identification. Each one of them requires at least about 3 to 4 hours. That's how Upanyasakarakas used to have one Thiruppavai, expand it for an hour, 2, 3. That's the way 30 days used to be spent. We are in jet set speed for a number of reasons, so we got to really go in the jet set speed only here. Margazhi is a very auspicious month. She says, Nirada Podve, let's all go. Nirada is conceptually not simply for a bath. She is not requiring everybody to go to Yamuna and have a bath there. Nirada means let us have the Krishna Anubhavam. Anubhavam is Niratam. Then she gives a lot of adjectives to the young girls, and she also praises the Aipadi. Aipadi is nothing but Shivalipattur, where she takes the Goshti and go to Vadapatrishai. Constantly shift your location and the place and the temple and all that, everything will fit in place. She imagines here the Nandagopa and Kumaran being protected by Nandagopa and the Yashodai, so beautiful, so blessed, like Papanasam Shivan, Yanna Tavam Shaidalo Yashodai. That Yashoda is the mother of this Lord Krishna. And this is where she puts the philosophy in a capsule. Who is this Krishna about whom we are singing? Narayane Namakke Paraidaruvan. This Narayana Tattvam alone requires hours and hours of explanation. We need to draw stuff from Purusha Suktam and Narayana Suktam as to why this Narayanane. Is it Narayanan Dan Taruvana? Narayanan Uruvanal Dan Taramadiyama? Narayanan Kudupan Abhin Chalrada. What does she emphasize here? Is only Narayana capable? Or Narayanan is certainly capable? Or Narayana is the only one who is going to be by your side and take you along to the Antaryamitu Nilamai? That Narayanane Namakke Parai Thiruvan. Parai does not mean, Parai is usually a drum, but here the Parai is Sannidhyam, ultimate realization. Capacity to realize your own self is going to be given by Narayana, and that is Margaret Tingal. In vyAkyAnam, as I said, it's vyugam. The focus is actually on what are the things which are prescribed to do and what should not be done. When you have a vratam, this Katyayani vratam or the Nombu or Margiri Masam, she prescribes a few things. She said if you are more into self-beauty and constantly doing makeup like what we do while we are in traffic and stuck, we see every other car on the side. I always see people either putting some makeup, collyrium and all that. That's the only time when they dress up because they are all in a rush to go to work. So she says don't do that constantly because your focus is on Lord. That's why if you go to temples in Margiri Masam, you will see most of the women in their very austere, very ordinary saree, and the hair would have been not falling all over the place, but tied up with no flowers. Because Andar says that, Mayittu Eludom, it doesn't mean Mayittu Aludom, Mai Pota Siliberg Aludondrum. Idu Mayittu Eludom, we will not write the collyrium, we will not beautify ourselves. Malarittu Nam Mudiyom. Nam Mudiyom onne Silpamnatil Nenchuda, Margiri Masala Tale Katakudad, and Marikade. Nam Malarittu Mudiyom than Jonava. I will not put flowers and tie it up. So she doesn't want any decking because our focus should be entirely on Parandama. This is a month of austerity. And she also says, aside from the external discipline that we have to demonstrate here, internal discipline is Tikuralai Sendru Odom. We will not be carrying all kinds of gossip permanently. Even when we go to temple, what happens is we only spend 2 minutes when the Perumal is getting the Kalpur Arati or something like that. We are so fidgety within the 2-3 minutes, then we have to step out. We bump across some neighbor, and neighbor's brother's son is married to somebody else, and is that marriage kosher and all that. We have so many problems, distractions right in the temple itself. She says, put them all aside. Tikuralai Chendru Odom. We will not carry gossip. We will not listen to gossip. We will not transmit it. We will not even allow gossip. Those are the do's and don'ts in the vyAkyAnam. Then the third one is Ongi Valahalanda Uttaman Pervadi. This is where I said about the Vibhavam. The multiple avatars he took. Lord Narayana took so many avatars. He was just a water creature, then an amphibian, and then he was running around a Varaha, Narasimha. Each avatara had a tattvam there. Or maybe even he is trying to say that no animal, no creation, no creature in this in his creation is any less than you, the human being. You are only lucky that you are able to enjoy much more faculties and enjoy Parandama. We don't know whether the animals also enjoy, but we cannot communicate with them. He says to evolve to that stage, from that of a fish to that Kurma, and then Varaha, and then the half man and half animal, Narasimha, the dwarf, and then the Vikrama combined, which is one is a dwarf pygmy and the other one is a Neanderthal. Then comes the angry warrior. Then comes the Shanta Swarupi. Then comes the person who is a protector and a virtue. That is nothing, virtue incorporate, that is Rama. And then the ultimate Parandama, Lord Krishna. Here she says, in order to enjoy the beauty of Vibhava Krishna, you also have to remember all that he did in the prior avatars, which are almost concurrent. So she says, if you think of all these incarnations and about the Lord and his multifaceted avatars, then you will enjoy, will not feel bored, sing his praise, and let's go to his temple. And Ningada Selvam Niraindi, when you do all that, there is plenty of prosperity for you at home and elsewhere and around you. It's all right, prosperity is allowed now, available. How do we get the prosperity? By praising him, what happens is the Parjanya, the fourth stage of Lord, the giver, gives you plenty. But when he gives you plenty, Andal says, O Lord, don't give plenty in your own fashion. Give plenty according to what I can manage. So in the Ari Malaikanna, she is addressing Uri Mudalvan Uruvambol Meigaruthu Pariyandoludai Padmanaban Kayil Eppadi Varanum Solra. How you have to come as a Parjanya also, don't come bashing. Masathukku 3 thadava mala venuna, you have to really codify how you are going to rain and how fast the rain has to be, how much water is necessary. We don't want over flooding, we don't want famine, we want something. Ellame or moderation man. Some people will say, na deno koilukku poren sanjoli veetla irukra kaariyathala vittu koile vandu ukandundirpa. So escapism is not coming to the temple. They say you moderate it. Ellame moderation vendrukku. So she says, even when you give, be a giver, Parjanya, but in a moderated form. That is the moderation that Andal is preaching to Parandama in the 4th pasuram. I sang actually a Krishna Leela Tarangini slogam, Devakya Shishubhava Metya, as a prelude to this Mayanai, because of the first 5 pasurams, the one that deserves extraordinary analysis and beautiful Upanyasam is Mayanai Mannu Vadamudarai Maindanai. That gives you tremendous scope to gyrate within yourself and generate a lot of ideas. Here, Thayai Kudal Vilakkam Sheida Damodarane, that one line is so pregnant with meaning. Thayai Kudal Vilakkam. Otti vayathala parandu innothiya sandosham. Why? That is because the lady who gave birth to you, Devaki, did not know how to ask the boon. She asked Parandama that I need to be the mother of you being born to me. Lord said yes. Like Kumbhakarna asked Nitratvam and ultimately asked, instead of Nityatvam, he asked Nitratvam. He ended up being asleep all the time. Same way, when Devaki asked, I need you to be born as my son, she asked thrice, and he said all the 3 times, he said yes. Each time when he was born, he was rarely available for the mother and father to enjoy the beauty. And instead of going into all the Puranic stories, which will take another half hour, here again what happens in Devaki, he was just born as Devaki's son. But what happened? She was in the jail, hardly could enjoy the child. The child has to be substituted. And Devaki's son became Yashoda's son. Yashoda, in her prior birth, she has asked, Bhagavani, unnai kulandayaga naan unna konjonum sonnar. She said, I have to really fondle you as a child. So he offered the boon to concurrently to this one woman. For one woman he was born, the other person was able to enjoy the beauty of the young Krishna growing up. So enna kekramo adha kadikkum. Adanal da enna solva, Acharya used to say, when you go to the Sannadhi, when you go to Perumal, never ask for anything. Because nama romba pichakara, we are beggars. If God comes in front of us, when we are so hungry, enna solvom, 3 naala saapala sir, nalla heavy saapadu vanuvom, kadavul poduvar thirupi. Marubadi avara koopida mudiyadhu. He gave only one boon and we wasted the boon. That's why Tyagaraja says, எனக்கு வராலாம் கொடுக்காதேங்கிறாரு. நான் ஏதாவது தப்பு தவறாக கேட்டுருவேன். வராலந்து கொம்பனி ஒன்று பாடுறாரு அவர். நீ எத்தையாவது கேட்பேன். I will ask for a boon and you will end up giving me something that will become a legacy and a liability to me. So I will not ask. நீ ரொம்ப பொல்லாதவன். Don't offer any boons என்றார். Same thing here. One person asked for God to be born as a child, Devaki. Another person to enjoy the beauty of the childhood, Yashoda. So, Thayai Kudal Velakam. 2 பேர் தாய் குடலையும் விளக்கம் பண்ணிட்டார். In one case, being born to Devaki. Other case, being raised by Yashoda. தாயை குடல் விளக்கம் செய்த தாமோதரனை, அதுக்கு ஒரு அழகான ஒரு வியாக்கியானம் இருக்கு. தாமோதரனை பற்றி பேசினவர், அழகான பேசினவர் நம்மாழ்வாருடைய பாசனம். பத்துடை அடியவர்க்கு எளியவன், பிறர்களுக்கு அரிய வித்தகல், மலர்மகள் விரும்பும் நம் அரும் பெறலடிகள் மத்து உரு கண்ட வெண்ணை களவினில் உரலிடையா புண்டு எத்திரம் உரலினோடு இளைத்திருந்து ஏங்கிய எளிவே. Madhurakavi, the disciple of Nammalvar, we should thank him forever for this Nalayana Divya Prabandham, because the Divya Prabandhams vanished. 3,800 odd pasurams vanished. There was no scribe. Nobody was holding any account of it, who composed what and what not. It was Madhurakavi who sat in front of the Nammalvar and the Bundu irukilya. The Bundu munadi ukkandu mananam panni. Nammalvar came again as an Ayonija again and gave all that to him, and Madhurakavi wrote. After that, that also disappeared. Nadamunigal retrieved the whole thing. If you go to the scriptures that talk about all these Acharyas, Acharya Prabhavam alone requires several levels of going in depth into this. So Madhurakavi is the one person who should also be remembered for a different reason. When he was asked to sing in praise of Lord Krishna or Narayana or something, he said, Poya, Narayana is Krishna, எனக்கு யாரும் தெரியாதுன்றார். He only did one thing. அவர் பாடின சில பாசுரங்கள், a handful, he only sang in praise of Nammalvar. He said, எனக்கு ஆச்சாரியனை தவிர யாருமே கிடையாது. அதுதான் வைஷ்ணவ பிரபத்தி. வைஷ்ணவ சம்பிரதாயத்தில் எது முக்கியம்னா, ஒரு பாட்டு சொல்லி கொடுத்தா கூட வெங்கடாச்சலத்துக்கிட்ட 4 பாட்டு தான் சார் கற்றுட்டேன், ஆனால் மெட்ராஸுக்கு போனேன், எக்ஸ்பர்ட்டாக ஒருத்தர் எனக்கு இன்னார் ஃபலான ஆசாமி சொல்லி கொடுத்தான்னு சொல்லாதீங்க. சொல்லி கொடுத்தவர் வெங்கடாச்சலம், அவர் தான் உங்களுக்கு ஞான கண்ணை திறந்துருக்கார். அதை மறந்துடுறோம். ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் யூசிங் an example. எது நமக்கு ப்ரொஃபைலில் சௌரியமோ, வாட் எவர் செல்ஸ் அஸ், we put a big profile. So and so learned from so and so, also learned from so and so. Somebody who gave you teaching for 10 years, you forget, also learn from him. யார்கிட்டடா கத்துண்டா? All the popular musicians who are on the front stage, அவா பேரை போட்டு வைனா, அது that will the only thing that will sell the platform. But Madhurakavi அப்படி போல சொன்ன, சாட்சாத் பகவானே நேராக வந்து முன்னாடி நின்று, என்னை பற்றி பாடுங்க கிருஷ்ணர். அவர் சொன்னால், உன்னை பற்றி பாடுறதுக்கு எனக்கு பொழுத இருக்கிற பொழுதும் உன்னை போய் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணணும், நான் ஆச்சாரியனை பற்றி பாடுறேன். அவரை உன்னை பற்றி நிறைய பாட்டார், அவர்கிட்ட போய் கேட்டுக்கொண்டார். கண்ணினுச்சிறு தம்பினால் கட்டுண்ண பண்ணிய பெருமாயன் என்னப்பனில் அப்படின்னார் மதுரகவி. அவர் கண்ணீரும் சிறுத்தாமினால் கட்டப்பட்டவன் சொல்லலை, கட்டு உண்ண பண்ணிய பெருமாயன்னார். That is such a profound philosophy. Acharya is none else than, or maybe Acharya is God. நம்முடைய சித்தாந்தமே ஆச்சாரியன் காலில் விழுந்துரு, அவன் சகலத்தையும் தொடச்சி போய் எடுத்துன்னு போய்டுறான். விஸ்வசார மந்திரம்னு ஒன்று இருக்குது, அது சொல்கிறது, பிரம்மானந்தம் பரமசுகதம் கேவலம் ஞானமூர்த்திம் द्वन्द्वादीदं त्रिगुणरहितं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यं एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं अनेकं नित्यमनित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावादीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. அந்த சத்குரு யாரான்னா அவனே தான். நித்தியம் அனித்தியம் அச்சலம் விமலம் எல்லாம் அவனே தான். அவன் தான் எனக்கு பகவான். அதுதான் விஸ்வசார மந்திரம் சொல்கிறது. ஸோ ஆச்சாரியன் தான் நமக்கு கடவுள். அந்த ஆச்சாரியனை இங்கே எம்பசைஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இங்கே அவன் எந்த விதத்தில்? சாக்ஷாத் நாராயணன் ஆச்சாரியனாக தீயினில் தூசாகும் செப்பு. நீ அவன் முன்னாடி போய் காலில் விழு. நெருப்பில் எப்படி தூசெல்லாம், ஜஸ்ட் லைக் த டஸ்ட் வேனிஷஸ் இன் ஃபயர், ஹீ வில் பேர்ன். ஏன்னா போயபழையும் பூ தருவான் என்ற நம்ம, வாட் எவர் யூ ஹவ் டன் இன் த பாஸ்ட், வாட் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு டூ இன் த ஃபியூச்சர் ஆல்சோ. பழசை மட்டும் கிளியர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. நான் இப்போ தெருவில் இறங்கின உடனே நான் நிறையா பாவம் பண்ண போகிறேன், அதுக்கும் அட்வான்ஸாகவே இப்போதே சொல்லி வச்சேன், அதையும் க்ளீன் பண்ணிவிடுறேன்ட்டு. தட்ஸ் ஒன்லி பாசிபிள் வித் ஆச்சாரியா. பிஃபோர் ஐ கெட் கேரிட் அவே வித் எனி மோர் vyAkyAnam, ஐ வில் டூ த நெக்ஸ்ட் 10 pasurams quickly in one go, hopefully within 30 minutes. These 10 pasurams from 6 to 15, Thiruppavai has a different connotation on this. She goes to various friends in the Yadava place in her mind. She catches hold of people who had never gone to Krishna, people who had already enjoyed Krishna in the previous Margari and all that, gathers all their experience and then goes level by level, finally to bring them all together. And on the 16th Thiruppavai, she carries the entire Goshti, just like we come to the temple with the Goshti, and stands in front of the Vail Kapan, and from there she goes. And that is where the Prabhati is also showing how in order to reach the sanctum or the Paramatma, what are the steps to go from the 16th Thiruppavai to 24th Thiruppavai. So I will do the first 10, that is 6 to 15 in one go, stop there, give only 1 or 2 pasurams in a very fast dip, and then go to the next 15.